I was 8 years old and started here in Phoenix when Phoenix was a little town, and my parents built a house on the by the sixth green at Phoenix Country Club. It was in the heart of the Depression and not too many people were playing, so we snuck on the golf course, and I was playing every afternoon after school and every day. I was so confident. Nobody else was any good. A couple hustlers came through town, and you've probably heard of Barry Goldwater, who ran for president. I cleaned up on, won a lot of money. And then Pearl Harbor came, and I signed up that night for the military, or the Air Corps, and they couldn't take me for 6 months. They didn't have enough field. So I played all day, every day. And in that time, I became the best I've ever been by far. 5 or 6 years, I built a little 9-hole course in Scottsdale. And I played the Phoenix Open every year and things like that. And Ross Berg and Arnold Palmer were staying at my house. My son always brags that I made the cut, and both of them missed the cut. 3 months later, Palmer won the Masters. Yeah, I take the credit. I meant to reply to that is baloney.
So, Tom, we're here in Phoenix, and we asked a good friend of the magazine's, Jeff Ritter, who's a local legend of the area, who sort of, well, is a golf punk, is our kind of soldier, we call it, and he brought up your name. And we heard a rumour that you've been considerably under your age on a golf course.
Well, it gets easier as you get older.
It does.
A lot easier. Yeah, of course, golf courses are golf courses, and the course I play is called Silverado, which is in Scottsdale in the Indian Bend Wash. And it's a relatively easy course. Maybe 5,900, 6,000 yards. I don't know what it is, but it's relatively easy. And one time I shot that 21 under my age. But my son put that in the Guinness Book of Records, but they need a lot more proof and stuff like that.
Where did your golf start?
Started.
How old were you?
I was 8 years old and started here in Phoenix when Phoenix was a little town, and my parents built a house on the by the sixth green at Phoenix Country Club. In those days, there were 4 courses in the whole county. Phoenix Country Club, the Biltmore, which is right here close by, and of course in San Marcos and Chandler, if you know where Chandler is. It's a resort town 15, 20 miles from here, and a little sand green course downtown Phoenix. Now, I don't know, they say there's 200 or 300 courses here. Anyhow, it was in the heart of the Depression, and not too many people were playing, so we snuck on the golf course every afternoon after school and played till it was too dark to play. And then there were 2 greens relatively close to each other. We went back and forth to those 2 greens. It was still too dark to do that. We hit out of the sand trap, still too dark for that, and then we putted until it was too dark to do that. So did that all through grammar school, and that's how I started. And then when I was about 9 or 10, I sold lemonade on the course in the Saturdays and Sundays, and started caddying when I was maybe 12 or so. So I was sort of hooked up in golf all during the Depression.
When did you start taking golf seriously then?
I was best before the war.
Okay.
As I say, I caddied up until about 1940, and then I did go to Stanford for 1 quarter because they have a great golf course there, and I went there because of the golf course. And I was going to flunk out, and I went 1 quarter, and I could see I was going to flunk out, so I quit and came home, went to junior college here, and I was playing every afternoon after school and every day. And then Pearl Harbor came, and I signed up that night for the military, or the Air Corps, and they couldn't take me for 6 months. They didn't have enough fields. So I played all day, every day for about 5 months, and in that time I became the best I've ever been by far. And I worked nights, my parents had moved away, so I was living by myself. So that's when they had, in those days they had the Western Open was going to be a permanent event here. And the Western Open at that time was a major.
Yeah.
The Masters was not a major. And when I was in, I guess, my senior year in high school, I had the lowest score of the day in the second round. And so that whetted my appetite pretty good. And by the next year, at the start of the war, most of the men had to work. So it's not bragging too much to say I was by far the best golfer in the state. And then the war came along, and I went to the war for 4 years and came back and went to Stanford, and I played well, but my putting was so bad that it was pitiful. I had to yip so badly from the war.
Surprised my wife. I got on an earlier flight, and I was supposed to be at 10. I came in at 8, about 8:30. Opened the door. Phyllis Diller's playing the piano, and Sammy Davis out on the floor dancing. I didn't know either one of them was standing there. But that's the way it was sometimes.